Well, I tell you what, you just record the video. I'll record the audio, assuming everything goes good with the video. Awesome. If not, we have the audio. Okay.
What a fucking headache.
I, dude, don't even talk to me. I figured it like, I remember I said I make huge fucking progress with the podcast because I figured out how to do everything perfectly on our own. Like how to have when you speak, the video is on you. When I speak,
Oh,
it's not like a live feed. I have to engineer it. Like I have to have a computer here. So when you're speaking, I click and stuff like that. But when it's done, it's fucking done. You know,
okay.
like minimal editing. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Oh my God, Chase. This technology.
That's not how you start. That's not what you
That,
say when you start.
that's how I
Did you
feel.
forget
I
the name of the
feel
show?
it's
Come on.
called the Idiotic Brothers. We're not meant for this century. My God, I just feel so just stupid.
Is the memory card not in? What's going on?
No, the memory card's going. It's just fucking like I'm just frustrated that why does this have to be so hard? All this video nonsense. I've got an electrical engineer living with me, and he fucking struggles with it. You know, it's just, and then there's the whole China internet thing, and but the point is, we have video, we have audio, we fucking did it despite it all. We strived diligently, and that's something that I think we can be proud of, Chase. So yes, welcome to the Divine Brothers. Welcome to the reemergence of a podcast across 10,000 miles of ocean. The Divine Brothers still convene. Chase, I understand it's been a tough day for you, other than these technological headaches. What's going on, man?
Thought I'd figured out the fight game as far as how to bet on it, and I still think I have. My
So there
guy
was a
was
UFC fight today.
anyway. I was winning until I wasn't winning. Fluke knockout.
And how
Eh,
much money did you have at one point, man? How hot were you?
6 in a row.
And how much money?
Right at 700.
Oh,
This would have put me at 1100, and now I'm
oh man.
down to 250. That was a
Oh,
big jump.
dude.
That would have been like, okay, I can bet $500 a fight now. That would have been fun.
Explain what happened, because you've never had that kind of money, right? And you were saying that you did something different with the bets.
There's a thing called parlays. A
Yeah.
parlay is when you add more than one bet. So
Okay.
let's say you want to bet on a fight and you pick the heavy favorite, like at
Yeah.
$100, but you'll only win like 30. That's not even worth it. But
Mm.
if you pick two fights and you pick the two heavy favorites in both, it combines the odds. So that's what I've been doing. So
Uh, uh,
instead of winning $30, if you combine the two fights and you pick the two favorites, then you make like 75 out of 100.
and people wonder why folks get addicted to gambling. You find new ways to play the game all the time. You
There's not a lot
know,
of excitement in life. I mean, you can fuck, you can do drugs, and you can gamble. I mean, what else are you going to do?
I remember
Occasionally get high and eat. That's it.
Norm Macdonald and Artie Lang, they were really into sports betting and stuff. And they talked about this thing called lightning betting, which is, you got the over under.
Yeah.
But if you're watching a basketball game, for every point over the game went, so if it's 100 points, that's the limit. It went to 101. You got an extra $1,000 for each point.
Man.
And they were watching the game, and just another point, like, they were like, it was better than cocaine. I've never experienced a high like that in my life.
But the lows you feel, it's not even the low, it's the anxiety of getting to the low. You're like, oh shit, he got hurt, oh no, fuck, and then like, oh, damn it.
Tell me, if you had to like draw the intensity, what's better, the intensity of the high of winning big, or the devastation of losing it all?
I think the anxiety knowing you're going to lose is pretty fucking awful. But losing, I can handle.
You see them fucking up on the like, oh no, they're getting their ass handed to them.
Yeah, like you're like, oh god, fuck, like that's the worst when you see
Yeah.
it coming. But when
Ugh.
you win and you win big, there's something special about that. It's a joy. It's like a childlike joy. It's childlike, man. Yeah, you just want to
tell you, dude, it is amazing how even if you're not into the sport, got a little money going, you get into it.
Absolutely.
It's amazing how you suddenly become invested. I saw this with bracketology, man. March Madness. When like even everybody at the office can make a bracket. So even you got like a little, all right, my demon, you know, like that sort of thing. They're fucking watching the games too. Like, they fucking make it through the Sweet 16. We can do it. We can do it. You know, I
They
miss that stuff.
they got tournaments where like if you get every one, you win $1 million.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's
Yeah.
ever won. No one's ever won it.
Yeah. Well,
It's impossible.
don't they always have like one every year that makes it all the way? Like there's some miracle bracket done by like a
No,
52
it
year
always gets
old.
busted. Comes
Really,
close.
every time.
I've never heard of one getting it all right.
Are they going to do it this year, or is COVID like canceling it all out?
I think they're gonna do it.
Okay, good. We need some sports. I'm bored out of my goddamn mind. Need something to engage me.
They don't really get into sports in Asia, do they?
Badminton.
Soccer? Do they? That's
Badminton.
more. People actually watch that.
Yes. Do you remember we were talking about like the badminton championship for the 2012 Olympics, Malaysia versus China, and
Where
Malaysia almost won.
the whole country just
Collectively sank.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're no good at anything, and they didn't win when they had the chance.
Yeah, they all know who the big players are and stuff like that. It's the thing here. But yeah, you know, there's other table tennis, that sort of stuff. But
It's pretty sad when your best athletes have to play shit sports like that.
yeah, but
Yeah.
there's what do you call it? See you later. Okay, but there's like a really interesting fascination with like speed skating and figure skating and shit like that. They like that stuff in the north, but that's pretty much it. Yeah.
They put no importance on athletic prowess growing up. It means absolutely nothing.
Okay, baby, listen to me. Because he's gone, I have to tell you. I have to tell you something. I hate being in a relationship. It's really starting to grind on me. I can't take it.
I know.
It's real. Like, what am I doing? Like, it's like I remember one time, like when I was hanging out with our stepbrother. He has a girlfriend, and she insisted on going everywhere. Like, you know, I was visiting for a couple of days. He's like, "Yeah, we'll go to the movie. We'll go to the bar, whatever." And she insisted on coming everywhere. We're going to the store. Oh, well, I'll come with you. To the store? To the liquor store? You want to come with us to the liquor store? We're going to spend 5 minutes. Yeah. And you just realize, oh my God, they really expect to be a part of me.
Yeah, man.
Like,
I mean, I get meeting the girl, but it's like if you haven't seen your boy in a long time, I don't want to be hanging out with your girl 24/7 either. You know, like just tell her to go do something else for a couple days. Like, is that
yeah,
hard? Yeah.
yeah.
And
So nice.
it's weird. Like if I was dating a girl and her best friend came in town, I wouldn't follow them around for an entire week. Where are we going?
Yes.
What are we doing?
Yeah,
I'd be like, dude, go chill. You know, I'll go do my thing.
but you know, more than that, I think like people like have this idea of a relationship that it's supposed to be like you become one flesh. Why can't it just be like we're helping each other. We each got our own destinies, but we're sailing along together. You know what I mean?
Do
Like,
you remember when you were real little, you had this little car thing that I'd push you around in? This was at
like
Brookhaven.
the red and yellow one?
No, this was at Brookhaven
Oh.
House. Like you'd sit in it and you could turn the rear and I would push you. But I remember pushing you around the house and I remember mom and dad just, fuck you. And you're laughing and I'm pushing you. We were so used to it. We were so used to just like relationship is just chaos. I think I've never been able, I can see how you can stay in a relationship, but it's kind of miserable.
Yeah.
Because you learn to just keep your mouth shut.
Right.
And I never could do it long term. It was really difficult for me.
Well, why can't it's really causing me to contemplate relationships and how they should be. And I really do think it should be kind of like a partnership, like you're in a business arrangement. You know what I mean? Like you fuck, you listen to each other, but you're in your own lives. You're doing your own thing. You don't even, you know what? I'm starting to think maybe living together and that's not that great.
No.
Maybe like a weekend sort of thing, But
yeah, if you both had your own spots, you could come over whenever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that's the way to do it. Like I just,
and you got permission to go after your little fling on occasion. Like you like, it's like, hey,
like what's wrong with saying like, hey, we're agreeing that we're going to be each other's number one, but you got your silver and bronze. You know what I mean? I mean, what is wrong with that? I can't take it. I know it's going to end.
We've talked about this before. Like if I had my silver medal, like a true silver medal,
yeah,
be great. As long as she knew that on occasion I'd want it. I want to be a little bit of gold.
You
Not
say
long
like,
term.
you say, baby, you were in the Olympics, man, and it was a final, man. It was a tight final.
Yeah.
But you're my silver. You came in second place.
Hey man,
It's an honor. That's an honor to have that medal.
that's
You
right.
know?
Silver's a precious metal.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
not as precious as gold,
You're the first loser. It's all right.
but better
You know,
than bronze. Yeah.
it's better than bronze. You should see my bronze, baby. You'll feel
That's how they
amazing.
got to think about it.
Yeah.
You're not number one, but you're better than number three.
Dude, I just questioning it all. Questioning it all. I was all excited for it, like,
You
oh, this
were.
is nice sort of thing. And then, you needed a solid couple months of baptism and like also just Chinese New Year. Like we all had to stay in Beijing. So a year, like a month, no work in this apartment together. And we're not even fighting. It's just sort of like you're still here. Can I have some space? It's just, I can't keep going, Chase. I
Do you,
can't.
do you think he's aware of it, or is he truly comfortable with just having anybody around?
I think he's aware, but he's gonna pretend that everything's just fine.
There are people out there that will pretend forever.
Yes, and I think he's very content to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be back any minute. We have to move on to another topic.
Okay.
God, I had to get that off my chest. I had to.
Well, that's the divinity within you, Dean. That's the truth coming out.
When I keep thinking about the life I want to live, it keeps contradicting it. That's not the life I want to live,
Oh.
Like the Chinese picket fence life is, you buy an apartment and you got your job and you go travel for Chinese New Year. That's it, And I hate Chinese apartments with a passion. They're disgusting. They're all cookie cutter. They all look exactly the same. And
I hate Vietnamese departments, brother.
Yes.
Hate them.
Yes.
Hate apartments, period.
Yeah.
Hate high rises.
Yes.
Fucking
elevators, stairs. You had staircases, even worse, man. Yeah. That's not me. It's not me. I can't do it. I need fresh air too. I fucking miss fresh air so goddamn much. Every time I step outside, it's like, like the fucking haze of horrifying pollution.
So where I'm at. I'm in a tiny little town, and I'm in like a duplex kind of house. My neighbor's this old guy. Sometimes I walk outside and it's fucking sky is blue, got bamboo forest next to me, this beautiful big tree. And I'm like, this is pretty fucking nice. And then the Filipino neighbors on the hill will start fighting, saying crazy shit like, I'm gonna fucking stab you. I'm gonna fucking kill you. And you're like, I'd still rather be here, like it's just
Hawaii, man.
A nice touch. Like it just, there's some crazy fucking locals here that are probably trying to stab each other. I wouldn't put it past them.
I feel like you'd be a great person to talk about Hawaii with. Hey, thanks, appreciate it. But the reason why is because you're one of the few who's actually seen like people think of beaches and palm trees and all that wonderful stuff, but the worst part is the local reality. Of I'm gonna fucking kill you, you bitch. Like,
oh yeah, man. Some primal shit.
Very real. Yeah, primal. I feel like something about living on a volcano makes you primal. A little stupid and a little bit more emotional.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
All the above mixed in, and it's just it's a concoction. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so.
Anyway, yeah.
That shit. I remember when I was living there before you came there, I lived with a Suboxone addict. For those of you who don't know, Suboxone is like what they use to treat like benzo addiction or something like that. These little strips you put on your tongue. Fucking powerful.
Opioids.
Powerful.
Yeah.
And I just remember
it's a partial agonist. It combines to the receptor, so you don't get sick, but you don't get high if you take the right amount. Yeah.
Oh my God. This shit, like I just remember the insanity, how there was no such thing as logic in Hawaii. there was just raw screaming, like that bitch, she come in here do the kind, like she come forward with my fucking coconuts, man. Like fucking bullshit arguments like that. He was arguing with every neighbor. Every neighbor had a beef. He owed money to everybody, and everybody was just full of rage and anger. And at the same time, they just go, aloha, man, aloha spirit, blah, 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 blah. And you're just like, what is wrong with this place? There's like no balance. It's just extremes across the board,
Yeah. I fit in really well here because there is no sense of professionalism, So all I need is like 10% professionalism, and you're legit. So
what are you wearing to work? Can you wear jeans?
Sure.
Yeah. Can you wear collared shirt every day? Or
Mhm.
can you go could you go t-shirt possible?
You could fucking, I've rocked t-shirts before, solid color t-shirt.
Yeah.
Dude, totally appropriate to go in with a Hawaiian shirt. Totally acceptable. Never, I cannot imagine a time if someone came up to me and say, we need to talk about your dress code. I can't imagine it happening.
Yeah.
No.
I remember, because I went to your hospital one time to get treated, and I remember first of all that everybody was, I think there was like a minimum weight of 200 pounds.
It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. It's the biggest thing I hate about that place. I don't hate a lot, but it's like, we're fucking medical. All of you people are just, there's just unfuckable.
They were big ladies.
I don't get it.
And they were all very, very nice. But the other thing was none of them were dressed like no scrubs, no white coats, nothing like that, man. I remember my doctor came in like in a fucking hippie skirt, the ones that drag across the floor, and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, hey, but it's just how it is there, man. It's Hanaka'a. It's a little place, man.
Dude, they went snowboarding on the fucking mountain last week, man.
There's snow?
Yeah.
Oh, no shit. What's the temperature in Waimea, man?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you're not there anymore. Yeah. What's the temperature in Hanaka'a?
Not that cold. Gets a little cool at night, but
you know what Vic does? I keep telling him how awful it is in Beijing, how cold it is, and he just keeps sending me pictures of him like by a pool, and like him just saying, what's the temperature there?
That's our father he's talking about. Our father doesn't know what supportive is.
That's not support.
He goes for the jugular every time. Like the
only reason he texts me, he just says, "What's the temperature there?" That's all he does.
I called him. I never call Vic. I usually text. I called him last week just because I was walking around the track. I was bored. I'm gonna give Dad a call, see what's up. I was gonna try to push Hawaii. He's looking to buy a place. We got on the job, and I was like, I was grueling. I saw so many clients today. He's like, your job sucks. You're gonna be working that forever. You're gonna be fucking miserable. I told you to do this, this, and this. I was like, Dad, I gotta go. It's just like, man, he fucking attacks you immediately. He doesn't even recognize he's doing it. He's like, oh, sorry.
I guess that's sort of how his humor works, like pointing out the stupidity of others.
Or the pain too. It's not good when you're pointing out. It's fun when we're doing it to other people, but don't do it to me.
Exactly.
Don't point out my pain. Point out somebody else's pain and laugh at them.
It's pretty amazing, though, the amount of pleasure he gets from laughing at people. It's really one of the great joys in life, seeing Vic lose his mind laughing because somebody's being idiotic.
Absolutely.
I remember once we got an uncle, and he was, he's just unemployed, struggling with life and all that sort of stuff. My dad can't handle any extended period of time with him. But anyways, like he got all depressed, and he was depressed about woman issues in Colombia, all that sort of stuff. And me and him got high one night while he was staying with the brother, and he just starts laughing uncontrollably. And I was like, what the fuck are you laughing? And he was like, I think my life's awful. Look at my brother.
And his brother's probably in the other room.
That's exactly. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's just like, at least my life's not like that loser. And you're like, oh my God. And the worst part is I start laughing too.
His brother probably is going to murder him one day. Yeah.
I think he came close.
Yeah.
He came very close. Yeah. So like during COVID, these two people were together. They were stuck together.
There's probably been a lot of murders during COVID now that I think.
Dude, there's going to be so many studies about COVID and like the effects of it and stuff like that.
Because I mean, if you think about it, family. There's some
Yeah.
most families hate each other. They
Yeah.
fucking they fucking hate each other, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting statistic came out of China the other day. So China 2020 birth rate went down 15%. Now, if you think about it, like, okay, that makes sense in a general sense, like too many fucking people. But people were saying, like, wait a second, 2020, couples are going to be cooped up together.
No,
They'll still
you can't get drunk. You know, you can't go out and meet some random and fuck them and produce some
exactly.
fucking criminal.
That's the thing. People are like, oh, they're together. They're going to want to fuck. No, they're together and they realize, oh my God, I hate this person.
Yeah.
I don't want to touch them. They disgust me. You know, like it's so true. It's
Yeah.
so true. Like, and I'm like, wow, 15%. That's like just saying, yeah, well, I was stuck with you for a year, and I wonder what the divorce rate was for 2020. You know,
Not high, because I've talked to a lot of them and they're like, we can't do it. Like, it takes too long. We're waiting for 2021 to get divorced.
really? That's what they Chase
Yeah.
would know.
Yeah. I've talked to a lot of people that are planning that. And I totally support
Oh
them.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, it gets to this relationship model.
Well,
I think it should be reconsidered, you know?
yeah, you talked about that earlier. And it just thinking of these relationships and having families. I've been watching little mini clips of King of the Hill, you
Yeah.
know, and I don't even really like the show. I could care less for it. It's okay. But the premise is this guy's got a son, and the son has met no expectations of his in life, like in anywhere. He's probably gay. He's
Bobby Hill.
artistic. He's
Yep, yep.
overweight. He's not attractive. He's
Yeah.
not good at sports. And it's
Yeah.
just, it's a disappointment. And I go, you know what? That is a great summary of probably 90% of kids in the world. It's just most parents are like, what a fucking disappointment. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You think like it's going to be this joyous thing, and maybe it is when it pops out for a couple months, but then it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah. It's like we were talking about with me and Vic last time. Dad, are you proud of me? And he says, if you do something that makes me proud, I'll let you know.
Yeah. The only way we would ever make our dad proud would be like a yacht, mansions, supermodel girlfriends. And they'd be like,
The only way he'd be proud is if we did something that would deeply benefit him. Like he could really like get it, abuse him. You go, man, it's all right. Yeah, kind of like it. You know what I mean?
Then we'd hear the proud, hey, I'm proud of you. First class
that would
tickets.
be it.
Yeah,
That would be
there's always
yeah.
selfish fucking intent behind it, but
Yeah,
okay.
you're right. But I do think that like this whole idea of people got to learn to be independent. Like you sure you have your relationships to help each other out, but even Hank Hill, like you help your son, but you let your son just do his own thing, and whatever he is, it doesn't matter because he's not you. No point being ashamed or proud of. You just support him. Off you go. Same thing with a relationship. Each one has their own destiny, but you support each other, you listen to each other, but ultimately you're sailing on your own ships.
What do you think of jealousy?
The green-eyed monster, jealousy. I think you again, I think it comes to this point where you see somebody as a savior for you. And when you see them with somebody else, you realize that, wait a second, you've taken away my only chance at salvation.
Ooh.
Like, yeah, I think so. Why? Why do you ask?
It's just it's another theme of these islands, like extreme and he cheated, or he can't speak his mind, and it's just I can't tell you the last time I got jealous over something. It seems it's such a childlike emotion to me. I see little kids fight over a toy. I'm like, okay, it's kind of embedded, it's there, but it's like you evolve past that at some point, don't you?
Yeah.
It's like this possession, and like you said, this person will complete me. Or when you feel it from someone else, it's like, great, now I'm their fucking savior.
Yeah.
It's rampant, and it's in all things. I'm sick of dealing with it. I'm sick of talking about it with people. It's so fucking stupid.
I'm friends with this little artist, Tsinghua University, which is like the Harvard of China. He's really cool. Yeah, he's got a cool little, art. He's cool. I like him. But before I met Homeboy here, me and him would fool around and stuff like that. But he's super young, like 21. I'm 30, man. I can't be doing that shit. But anyways,
well,
Homeboy,
21. It would be different if you were 35 and he was like 24, 25.
I guess. Yeah. 21 seems pretty young though, you
Yeah,
know?
for maturity, yeah.
Right. But anyways, you know, I still keep in contact with him because I think he's a cool guy and I like him and everything like that. But he's still like, you know, I told him, yeah, I found a new boyfriend, all that sort of stuff. And but he feels like that deep emotional attachment to me, you know, like because I was his first, you know what I mean? Like he feels,
Uh,
you know.
yeah.
But I still talk to him, you know, sending messages and stuff like that. And but I've told him over and over, I was like, listen, man, you think I'm your savior? I'm not. I'm not. You're gonna meet a lot of guys and they'll be supportive and they'll be good. And there's some that are gonna be shit. But ultimately, the only savior you're gonna have is yourself. That's it. Don't ever rely on love or some boy to save you or some shit like that. You know, I tell him this. I tell him like, don't do that, man. You will suffer if you start to do that shit. He's like, yeah, yeah, I think you're right. You know, I think you're probably right. He's like, thanks for telling me that. You know, I was like, yeah, no problem. But
Imparting your wisdom on the youth of China. Good job,
that
Dean.
seems like good wisdom, doesn't it? You know,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
it just avoid jealousy. Just don't.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do that shit. It's not worth it. You
It's
know?
gonna hit you. You gotta evolve past that shit. It's just
Well, how we evolve past that shit as a species is we redefine a relationship. I'm
amen.
telling you, man, this is it.
Amen. Amen.
This is how we do it. We got to say that, look, you got we got your Olympic system, as Chase was talking about before.
Dean, I guarantee one day I'll probably pop out a kid and it will just be you'll know the girl, we'll
Mm.
interchange the kid, and you'll see her occasionally. I almost guarantee it'll be something like that.
That sounds, can you imagine like that's such an, I've never seen that happen. Have you ever seen that? A couple, they're not divorced. You know, they just got their own pets and they got a kid and they just kind of share the kid. Like it's almost like a happy separation. You know, have you ever seen that?
I want to say there's small little facets of European countries that might do that.
Right.
I've heard of it.
I wonder how it works out.
Yeah, I'd
Because I
like
mean, there would still be love between these people. Like they could go on vacation together and, you know, they still fuck and there's love and affection, but
sure.
they got two separate places, you know? And what if it was the Olympic system?
I,
Like, yeah, you know, I love your mom, but this is Brenda. You know,
I
she comes over sometimes.
had a buddy Bruce out here, you know him, and I've
Oh
known
yeah.
him for quite a while. And he's had cycles of relationships, and some of them last 7, 8 years. And then he's like, "Yeah,
Mm.
it was time. Like that's it. It
Yeah.
was time to move on." And I can get that. I can get like, "Hey, we ran its course. We were together a while, and we grew apart.
Right.
No need to cry about it."
What do you think about attachment? Is attachment a good thing or a bad thing?
Let's say there's so many varying types of attachment, isn't there?
There is, but how about this? If I was to define attachment as like, I need you, you know, like I need you here in my life. Just that need. It's the need for someone, you know,
For
need
periods.
versus want. You know what I'm saying?
For periods. You know, I find it hard to believe to be I need you forever here.
Mm,
That's a bit terrifying. But it's
yeah.
like I need you now. Like, okay,
Okay.
I get that.
Yeah. Yeah. So really, it's about the time period attached to it. I can see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
If times are dark and you need somebody, you want to have that phone call that you can make. You
Right
know.
on. Yeah, right on, man.
So I don't know. I've been thinking about it a lot because of those degrees of attachment. And sometimes I think that, like you know, there's the whole Christian idea of two becoming one flesh. You know that whole like the agony of love, like you can't exist without somebody. You know, and I think a lot of people love that idea. You know, like it's like star-crossed lovers who are fated to be together for eternity till death do us part. That
Sounds
sort of
not sounds nice, but I mean, if you're going that far in one direction of bliss, you
right.
have to realize it's going to go that far in the other direction, which usually
Ah,
accumulates in some form of guilt, shame that you're going to carry the rest of your life if it doesn't work out.
that's
So,
interesting. You
yeah,
really do believe in that equivalency. Like if you
I've
go really
seen
far
it.
one
I've
direction, it
seen it happen in my life recently with some very strongly opinionated women doing some very stupid shit. And it's just like, are you serious? You're
interesting.
fucking the exact opposite of everything that you say. And it's almost
Wow.
always the case, man. It's almost always the case. If you want something that beautiful, you better be willing to risk something that dark.
Wow. That's a really dark truth. I don't know how I feel about it. It's scary. That's
That's right.
scary. But I've been thinking. So I've been getting into super deep conversations with Chinese people because I
They
now
can
that
do
I'm
it.
living with a Chinese person,
Let me
like,
ask you that. Let me
yeah,
can they cross over to joke world?
no,
That's he. I can't. It kills us, Dean. That was
they
my
can appreciate
promination.
it. I
They
can
can
they'll laugh.
appreciate it. They are
Yeah.
some deep, intelligent people. They just can't play in that world. They can't do it. They're not
Well,
capable.
here's here's my theory. Why? Because this is so like I feel myself getting more and more attached to the West. You know, because
American.
I'm fighting with somebody who's very like invested in the East. You know what I mean? And the one thing we talked about the idea of dreams versus stability. In China, they believe in stability. Like that is all that matters is just being stable. So if we have like the idea of waves, they're very, very flat. And I say like, no, I believe in dreams and ambitions. You know what I mean? So I would describe myself as much more up and down. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
And and they say like, like that's the classic Lao Tzu, the idea that you just flow with it all and you got whatever you're given in life, just be happy with it. Learn to be happy with it. And I see that. There's clearly wisdom in that, you know? But at the same time, if you learn to just be with everything in life, where it's just like, I accept it, I accept it, I accept it. Is anything going to be funny anymore? Is anything going to be like really passionate or emotional anymore? It's like Vic. What does he laugh at? He laughs at the extreme pain and failures of others. Like,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, and I feel like that I am, as wise as it may seem, to be neutral and to just accept whatever comes to you. At the same time, I feel like I'm not living if I don't dream of something big and if I don't experience the deep sadness, or feel deeply sometimes. I feel like I'm half living life. I'm living life like I'm numb, you know? And they would say, no, 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 you're content. You're learning to be happy with it all. Where you're just like,
Oh
and I'm
my
just like, nah,
God.
nah, I don't think so, man. But that it's a firm disbelief. We are not going to convince each other on this. Like they firmly believe it, and I firmly believe in the other side. So we can talk about it, but we're not going to convince each other. No fucking way. So it, I tell you, man, I don't think they laugh because that's just not what they do. They learn to smile. Like in Thailand, just smile. Just smile.
Yeah, and that kills us because we crave to ride the peak, man. We want the wave to
Yes.
go up and we want to be on top for a while. Like remember I told you like winning the bet. If you
Yes.
win, it's childlike. It's fucking childlike joy where it's just yeah. Like
Yeah.
just kill for a moment like that occasionally,
And you
man.
know what's great? If you're if you're betting on a fight and your buddy bet on the other guy and you won and
Yeah.
you're like, that's right, your boy sucked, got his ass knocked out. Hey, fucking sucked, and they're
Yeah.
just looking at you with disdain and you're just nah, 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 nah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's fantastic. I love those moments, like
Yeah.
I just without them I feel like I'm missing an incredibly important part of life, you know, like the vitality of life. I feel like I'm missing the thing that makes life worthwhile. That's why Vic gets so sad when he doesn't have his buddies to joke around with in Colombia. Instead, he's just stuck with his boring ass brother. He's just like, I can't joke around. I can't laugh. What am I supposed to do?
It,
You
it's
got to
fu-
have that shit.
it's fucking horrible, man. I mean, there were one or two girls in Thailand where it's just a zen quality, but
Yeah.
just too much, too agreeable, too just like everything's done, and just sit here and smile together. I'm like, fucking can't do this, man.
Yeah.
Can't
But
do
you
this.
need some realness. you
Need some
know,
realness, a little
something
bit.
to cut through it. Yeah, I appreciate the fact that like, I mean, like I can get real, like to the point where I can have a conversation with a Chinese person and they'll follow me all the way there. But when you add the emotional element, where you're like, yeah, you're with me, but do you feel it? You know, are you feeling what I'm feeling?
They
Do you
ain't
have?
feeling shit, Dean. No, no. All right, let's get off relationships.
Okay.
We're. What have you been watching on YouTube lately?
On YouTube lately?
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching.
You had ass surgery, so you had a lot of time to watch.
Yeah, I got basically two things. I got really into this one video game where it's just monster nations fighting other monster nations
What's it called?
called Total War.
What's it called?
Total Warhammer.
Oh,
Uh,
Warhammer. Yeah, I've seen
yeah,
clips of it.
yeah. The other thing though is because like I've been really struggling to find something that me and the boyfriend can like enjoy together, you know? So I finally found something. He likes battle bots. Do you remember battle bots?
That show
Where you got
sucked.
the
Those,
robot fighting each other.
if the robots were cool with arms and legs, those things are just vacuums, fucking running
some
into
of
each
them
other.
some of them are kind of cool, man. There was one that like it picked the robots up. It has a flamethrower in it, and it'll just toast the robot like.
But what is a
like,
flame gonna do to metal, man? Come
it
on.
won. you know, it's just like I don't know. It's just trying to find shit that otherwise, like YouTube's really been dead for me, to be honest with you. Like I feel like I've watched everything after 2020. What's left? You know,
They had a
Jesus.
you. I was dating this Thai girl, and we were trying to find something to watch on TV
Yeah.
in the same predicament, and we couldn't find any because she wanted to watch some stupid fucking soap opera.
Right.
But we found a Thai TV show of people just getting in like horrific accidents, getting hit by cars,
Oh my
or
god.
but they have like funny sound overs.
No.
Like you walk out in the street and this woman gets hit by a car, they're like, oh,
Oh, brilliant.
they had these cartoon voiceovers with it. I haven't laughed that hard. We both laughed so fucking hard. It's like the middle of the day in Thailand. I was like, that's what they put on.
There
Okay.
was so I was on like an eternal mission to make this guy laugh, and we found. I remembered there was this video of a Korean woman teaching English, like online videos,
Yeah.
and she's teaching people how to say like how
Coke.
to order Coke, and she's like, she's like, I want the Coke, give me the Coke. No, no, I want the Coke, give me the Coke, and he died. That was the hardest
He
I'd ever seen him laugh.
he died laughing.
He thought it was fucking hilarious. Yeah, that's pretty much it though. Totally different senses of humor. You know.
So
Yeah.
I've been watching this guy, Mr. Ballin. You ever seen him?
No, no. Yeah, he showed me that one video. Right. That's the guy with the mustache and the.
He does pretty good stories. He's not great, but he does it pretty good.
Oh,
It's a good way to kill time at work. You
oh
know,
my god.
there's been
Yeah.
some crazy shit that's gone on in the world, man. It's crazy fucking shit. He reports on
I
all of
will
it.
say the hardest I've laughed recently is when you sent the Long Beach Griffey with the dick sucking video.
That's a great one, yeah. Because
That
that's what we
was,
talked about a long time, right? And that is important.
yeah.
You
I
want to save
I
a relationship, learn to give head.
I empathized, so it was perfect. It was perfect. Everything he said was exactly what I've thought a million times. You know, like even the sound effects. You know, where they're just like, and he's just, and he's even doing like African sounds, like, you know, and he just, but the best part was like after he's yelling at her, you know, shaming her, he's like, I can't trust you.
It's true.
I was just like, yes, I know exactly what you mean. You know, that's my dick, man. Like, you have to, like, I am trusting you. There's teeth in there, you know, like, you need to demonstrate that I can trust you with this, you know?
There's some pleasures in life, like the head massage in the Asian
Yes.
countries, and a
Yeah.
girl that knows how to suck a cock, so, like truly is passionate about it. It's a skill. I'll tolerate a lot. I will tolerate a lot. It ended a relationship once in Thailand. It's a great girl. Hated giving head. I'm like, can't marry you.
Yeah.
Don't trust you.
You know,
Simple as that.
Right. I have a buddy here, Steven. He told me he married his wife just because of the blowjobs. I
I
was
would
like,
like I can relate.
yeah.
I
He was
mean,
like, I was like, really? So she's the best. She's like, she's number two.
really, number
She's
two.
close to, yeah. He said there was one girl in oh, what's that kind? Burma. In Burma. He's all about. He fucking loves Burma. He's like, it's the shit, man.
Huh.
But yeah, dirt cheap and just
Good
all the
English,
shit I
usually.
want, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, he said there was a girl there with magic lips. She's like, I don't know how she did it, but I would come in seconds. Seconds. I was like, seconds. And she's like, is that good? You
Powerful.
know,
Powerful shit.
powerful. It's
Powerful.
like I was watching. So you know what I have been watching, and this has been all 2020. I've been watching some Larry David,
Oh
and
yeah.
there's
Hey.
I just the more you watch Larry, the more you appreciate him. You know, the more you think, you know what, he is right. You know, and there's this one clip where he's like this guy, just like this old disgusting Hollywood guy, just died, and he had a hot wife, but he heard that the wife had a magical vagina. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
and so he immediately takes her out like the day after the guy died and stuff like that. And everybody's yelling at him, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, she has a magical vagina. And the woman is just like, how can you say that? And the guy's like, well, what does that mean? Magical vagina.
What she heard, she found out.
Yeah. No. The some friends of like Susie or whatever.
Oh, they told
But
her. Fucking Susie.
but the friends are just like, what does that mean? Magical. What does that mean? You know,
You don't know.
like the mystery. You want to find out, like, oh my God, how does it feel? How it's different, it's magical. Like one does wonder if there are like just like there's legends in history about like there's courtesans in history, like French courtesans or Turkish courtesans that like literally had millions and millions of dollars because men would just sell their entire life savings for one night with them.
What power? What ultimate power? Wish I could have that type of power. I'd love to have that power for a day.
What do they know? Like what secrets did they have? What went to the grave with them? What did they figure out? You know, like because there is a difference. There's so many differences in the bedroom. I just I wonder the people who've really made a study of it, not like a sex therapist, but like the people who's like they've studied the art of sex and they know exactly what to do. I wonder what secrets they have, man. I really do. Like,
They're
have you ever been with somebody who was versed? You know what I mean? It wasn't just the like they had skill. It was like no. They were experienced and they knew what they were doing. You know?
one
Yeah.
one lady in Thailand. I remember she was a year older than me. She had the same birthday,
Mm.
and we had gone back, and she was really smoking hot. I didn't think I'd have a shot. I think it was like another guy canceled the date. Anyway, got her out on a date and got her home. Asian girls don't fuck that good in general.
Ooh. Mm.
They're just they're too small. But this chick, she moved like an eight, like slowly, like elegant. Like you just laying there and you're like, this isn't gonna do anything. And you're like, wait a minute. You know, it just snuck up on me. The way
Yeah.
that body moved, I was like, what is she doing? It was
Wow.
incredible. It really
Wow.
was impressive.
You know
It
what?
was
Like, I've heard this theme multiple times.
only time
I
that's
get the
happened.
feeling that because I've heard this from Justin and a couple other buddies throughout the years. I think there is something akin to dance and sex, you know? Like there's a grace and a subtlety that you have in dance that somehow like fuses in the bedroom perfectly. You know, our uncle, the same one we're talking about, he's a tango dancer, and he swears that a good tango is better than sex. You know,
Yeah, he's also kind of weird though.
he's a weird guy. He is a weird
Yeah,
guy, no doubt
yeah,
about it. But
yeah. It's foreplay. It's a prelude to sex.
and I was just finished Campbell, man. Guess what? In all the ancient cultures, the god of death, I'm sorry, the god of sex is also the god of the dance.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, that makes sense.
side by side, man.
Intertwined, man.
Yeah. So maybe like I don't know. You think there's such a thing as like sex classes? You know, like maybe your
Please out
god
here.
heads or really?
There's fucking classes on fucking everything out here. There's some, Expert on the weirdest shit you can ever think of in your life out here.
Maybe you should teach a class, man, and charge of insane amounts of money for it. You are a PhD after all, with Dr. Conrad.
You could tell these people out here anything and they believe.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You should make money off that. You should.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah.
It's like David Mitchum has a famous quote where he says, I want to found a society for people with IQs below 70 and then go sell them pyramid schemes. Like that's if you've got the stupidity around you, you should use it. Fundamentally, we're too lazy. There should be more corruption within us to motivate us to exploit the people.
We're too lazy. That's why we do this, man.
Yeah. Talking.
I'd rather sit, talk shit and tell people how to do things instead of doing it myself.
God, we really are Vic's children.
Yeah.
Exactly what he was doing.
But I want to get paid for doing it. I want to be paid. So that's
you are being paid for. You're a therapist. You tell people
this. I want to be paid for making fun of people and giving opinions.
Talking shit. And that's the way to do it.
I see it. I would like to get it big enough where we could do the podcast, like go to Colombia, go to New Zealand, go fucking some Norwegian country or something like that. Stay there for a couple months. That'd be cool. Yeah. Travel out.
I think I could use a dose of Colombia. Like I've been thinking about like where to go when this COVID shit is over. I'll probably come back to Hawaii for a little bit, but then like, I don't know. I think I could use a little Medellin.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah. Maybe we can all meet there. And, chill with Vic for a while and get him to maybe not be proud of us, but to tolerate us for a while. You guys are all right. That's all right.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. So I've been trying to get into gaming lately.
You got the laptop for it.
I've been played the game with the rats in the Middle Ages with the plague.
The rats in the middle. I don't know what you're talking about. No.
Yeah, man. You got to like save this girl and her brother.
Okay.
I've got like halfway through and I got a little bored with it. It's okay. And then I just got Metro Exodus that I just started playing.
You might like that. I never played it, but I heard that it's cool.
You know what? I've been out of gaming for so fucking long. It takes unbelievable patience because the controller it's complicated. It is fucking complicated. I'm like, I can't even fucking fight basic people, because it's just like there's too many fucking buttons, man.
Yeah.
I'm used to 3. Now there's like
it's funny
12.
You say that. The same thing happened to me. So I literally, because I've just been in the hospital for like a month, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to play some video games. So I bought 2. I was like, great, I'll get into these. I couldn't figure them out. They were computer games. So like they use the whole fucking keyboard, and I'm just like, well, whatever happened to the mouse, Let me click. And I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't even move the camera around.
They got to fix that shit. I tried ordering a game on Steam and I click on it and the screens come up, add to wish list, watch previews of the game. I was like, yeah, where's the fucking buy button? I could not find the fucking buy button. I sat there for 20 fucking minutes. I couldn't find it. I wrote them a nasty fucking email. And then I started looking. You can scroll down, but the scroll down bar on the side of the screen, you can't even see it. Like I didn't even know it was there.
Yeah.
So it's not user friendly. You got to be a gamer nerd in order to use that shit. It's fucking awful, man.
I love that Chase you've got an end. We really are becoming old for sure. But I love that you've been writing emails and letters to people.
It was nasty. It was cuss words. And
you really enjoy doing that. You savor doing that. It's disgusting. I remember it happened with Costco one time in Maui. I remember Chase was just like, I'm writing a fucking letter. And you know what? You don't get much credit for this, but you're an excellent writer when the emotion is flowing,
Because I throw the cuss words in at the right time and it makes sense.
I'm not going to lie. You're one of the funniest writers I've ever read. Whenever Chase may not be an academic writer, he just barely got his dissertation done. But if it's something like some life experience or something like that, it's just so viscerally.
You know what? I should sign it PhD at the bottom. But
you should sign it PhD.
This is a doctor. Good God.
It makes it different. Hey, listen, anytime our parents sign something, they always put attorney of the law, stuff like that, just to
but they're not throwing cuss words around in their emails.
Hey, this is a psychologist.
I'm a fucking
you gotta,
psychologist, god damn it.
you gotta be a little crazy to deal with the crazies, you know. But
Yeah.
good, you have to let the emotion again. It gets back to that. Do you want stability or do you want to have that little moment of anger every once in a while? Just let it flow from you, you know?
It's got to
Like,
be fed.
yeah. I mean, you want to like ultimately, I mean, I think you want to combine the two where what happens is you prevent this from happening, but you still have, like nice balanced waves. You know what I mean? Like you find harmony within the wave. You find your frequency that you best exist at.
And if you ride the rogue wave or the tidal wave, whatever comes in, you're aware that if you fall, that
Yeah.
high is going to take you to an extreme depth, you know?
Yeah.
Like you're
Yeah.
aware going, if you jump into that shit just not thinking, you're a little fucking crazy. But if you
Yeah.
go ride a tidal wave and you're like, I could lose everything and I'm okay with that,
Sure.
power to you, brother.
I was writing about the last words of the Buddha today, which was all things of form are fated to decay, therefore strive diligently. I really like that because like it's just like you said, even if you're on the highest wave, it's fated to decay. It's all gonna come down. You're gonna die. There's gonna be bad times. Fears are gonna become realities. Just strive diligently. Just keep going. You know, and I like that because I think in a way, like we think and we talk and we philosophize and all that sort of stuff, but you just keep going. Just keep going one step at a time. Just strive diligently. Keep surfing the wave. Ride it out. Go through the trough. Get going. I like that. I think there's a nice way to combine the China way and the Western way. And somehow there's a harmony between the two. At least I hope. But
Fuck you.
yeah, fuck you, man.
Fuck you, man. Dude, we might need some Australian. We might need to go do the show there for a while just to crack some jokes. They
Australia's
are
fucking
fucking
awesome.
funny.
Yeah.
They're funny.
Yeah.
I've never been there. I just know some animation from there, and it's fucking award winning, just life changing shit.
I think I've watched Big Les maybe like 50 times through. It's fucking great. It's
There's
fucking
some
so good.
that one in the movie theater that should have won an Oscar.
So
I have never seen anything like that in my life. It's just nailed it.
the greatest phone call ever. Thank God I got you, man. Did you have a whole one?
It changed my. I use nah all the time, and it subdues every conversation. Chase, did you do those notes? Nah. I'll do them next week. Okay, it's just like, see you later. It neutralizes everything.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's good. I wonder about those. Like they're criminals. They're all criminals. And that's what they bred from. They just stuck them all in a desert and said survive. And they're like, all right. It makes sense. You would get a Mike Nolan out of that. You just breed in just tough motherfuckers together until you get Mike Nolan or Big Les.
We have this little clinical team meeting at my second job. It's just 3 or 4 of us in there. And last week we didn't have hardly any patients. We didn't talk about it. They're like, let's talk about self-care. And how are you doing? And I was like, yeah, I don't really want to help anybody. I go, I just want to be fucking entertained. Like I just want to laugh. And one of them kind of had their mouth open, but they got it. I was just like, I just want to laugh.
Horrified at the shit coming out of the doctor's mouth.
I don't, if I help someone, great. If you don't get help, you get worse. It's not my fucking problem. I just want to crack some jokes, man. That's it.
Yeah.
Just want to have a good time. No striving for enlightenment or to be something. I'm just fucking enlightened being. I just want to fucking kick it. Have some.
So you had a mouth open. Did you have anybody nodding? Going, yes, he speaks the truth.
Well, because 2 people went before me and they gave a bullshit, helping and wears us out, but we got to restore, blah, blah, each other.
Practice mindfulness. And,
I walk with this psychiatrist tonight and we help each other out. And I go, I never want to be friends with a fucking therapist or a fucking doctor. It's like, they're fucking horrible. It's all they talk about is fucking work, But I could do that because just a couple of them in there. So felt comfortable enough to do it. It's great.
And that's so true. That's so true. I've really grown to hate teachers. Like, yeah. One thing I admire about Homeboy is he doesn't talk. shop. He never talks about teaching ever, ever,
Mm.
you know? And I
Mm.
was like, why do you never do that? And he was just like, that's just work. Why would I bring that up? Fuck that, and stuff like that. We went out with a teacher the other night. Like he had a little Chinese boyfriend and stuff like that. And he's the entire like 3 hours straight of just bitching about teaching. And by the end of it, I was like, I don't want to talk anymore. I don't want to do anything.
What is the ultimate free? I mean, Dean, if we could break free from the work, you could tell people like that to shut the fuck up. Just be like, just shut the fuck up. Shh.
But you know what the best part of that is, man? If you tell somebody to shut the fuck up, you're trying to help them.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You are trying to help them. You're trying to say, you realize nobody wants to listen to you. No one.
There's truth in that. There's fucking truth in that. You're helping everybody and yourself.
Why are you subjecting everyone to you? All right. Why?
Yeah. That topic is fucking awful. Stop that.
Yes. Yes. That's again why I admire Larry David. He's not afraid to say that shit.
But Larry David, he's got what, $1 billion. I mean, you walk around with that types of money, you can do whatever you want.
Fuck you money. Fuck you money.
I have a feeling me and you would be pretty intolerable at times with that amount of money, but that's okay.
Oh, we'd reach Larry David levels.
It'd be bad. It'd be bad.
There's a great one where
I used to like the DivineBrothers, but then they actually thought they were gods.
That's the clip they're gonna cut out right there. And they're like, "You see where they were 10 years ago?"
Yeah, but they called it. They knew it was gonna happen.
They called it.
We do.
There's a great Larry David one where they're talking about the lazy Susan. Have you ever seen that one? The little spinning table thing. So they're like, they're saying, "Move the lazy Susan, and this woman freaks out. She's like, "Don't call it a lazy Susan." You know what a lazy Susan is? It's the spinning plate
in the middle, right, where you can get food. Yeah, I got it. I know what it is.
They're like, "Don't say that. That's sexist and racist," And Larry's just like, Larry's just looking at her. He's just like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'll use the industrious Susan. Oh, could you please pass the illustrious Susan?" And all that sort of stuff. And he gets kicked out. He's like, "You can go." And he's just like, "We're getting kicked out. Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. We did it. Good job. I'll bid you adieu. Good bit." And you're like, I would love that. I would fucking savor that so much, to get kicked out and to love it. You can leave. All right. Well, see everyone later.
The one that comes to mind that I don't see many of those episodes, but I saw one where his friend Funkhauser meets him at an Islamic restaurant with this stupid little yarmulke on. And he's like, "You can't go in there with that. You got," and he makes him take it off and he leaves. And everybody's watching from the window and they walk in there and they give him a standing ovation. Yeah. And the hottest woman in there. Yeah, the hottest woman in there comes up to him like, "What is your name?" No, he says something like Mechanai or something.
Son of Nat.
Son of Nat. Son of Nat. But they call me Larry. Big Larry. Big Larry. Big Jew. Big Jew.
Big Jew. He's a Jew too. You took away his Jew cap. I did.
Yeah, it was great.
he's all. There's a couple moments like that where
fraternizing with the enemy. That's sexy. That is sexy.
There's a couple. That is sexy. Why is that? That is totally sexy.
So sexy, man.
That is totally sexy. I've never thought about that, but it totally is. Yeah,
it's fucking so sexy, man.
I never thought about it. We'll have to explore that one. But yeah, no. One day, Chase, we'll have that confidence where we can just insult everyone without any fear. We'll be like Vic, basically, just telling, why didn't you do this? Just laughing.
I wanted this to get big enough, and then it comes to that point where somebody hears about it at my job. They call me in. This has to stop. We will fire you. Fire me, and then just have one of those walkout moments, man, and that'll be it.
You where Long Beach Griffey quit his job?
Yeah, Target.
Target. I don't know. He's trying to make it all epic. He's like, "Well, I'm leaving. I'll quit." And they're just like, "Okay."
And then he goes, "What? You're gonna miss me, right? What about you, Karen? Come on now." He's disappointed. They didn't fucking care.
He wanted to see.
You were actually kind of lazy, and we liked you, but you weren't like a great employee.
We tolerated you. No, is the truth.
Yeah.
All right, man. Hey, that's an hour. We got it right there.
Good job. And I think we got to record it too.
Okay. Well, let me know how it goes with that.
Do you think we can bring back Tyrone next week?
Sure. Yeah, that's not an issue. I've been playing with this thing. We've learned quite a bit. Yeah, so I'll do that next week.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Bye.
See you guys later. Bye bye.
Ciao.